You've heard of the term situationship. I've taken it and made it something different. The situationships that we find ourselves in have the power to cause us to shift our perspective, either for good or for bad. When we shift for good, we've taken accountability of what we've been through, how we've been hurt, unhealed trauma. That causes us to shift in consciousness. So situation shifts can be very beneficial, right? If you're learning. Most people do not enter a relationship to find out what's wrong with themselves. Most people are looking for relationships to bring ease and peace, but that is only half of the coin. You're a co-creator of this relationship experience you're currently in, and that's why a situation shift has a silver lining. Did you know that every person you've heard of the two lighthouses? What do you mean, two lighthouses? Yes, the seen and the unseen. Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I have a new book called The Shrouded Lighthouse, How to Uncover the Silver Lining in Every Situation Shift. I delve deep into the inner work that needs to be done in order to mature spiritually. Now, this book is the follow-up to my 2019 release, The Holographic Relationship. In this book, I will talk about the two lighthouses. Go to my website right now to pre-order. The pre-order link is theshroudedlighthouse.com. The first 500 people to do so, you will get an autographed copy. Thank you all for supporting my work. We're about to change the game with this book. I appreciate you guys for always supporting the work that I do. I look forward to getting your feedback on this new book. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ZoWhat Zolo Mansion series on Thursdays. Hey man, I'm promoting a black-owned business. Listen, they sent me a package of coffee. And when I tell you, I opened that package of coffee and the coffee aroma rushed out of the bag. It was an amazing experience. I gave it to Mike over here at OneStream TV. OneStream.tv. I gave it to Mike. Mike said the coffee was great, man. Let me tell you, Writer's Pause coffee. You can get decaffeinated, you can get caffeinated. Listen, they don't roast your coffee until you pick your blend. Man, I love this husband and wife black-owned business, man. You should not give any more money to Coffee Bean or Starbucks when you can go online and choose from over 20 aromatic flavors from a black-owned business, man. Support this business right now. Let me tell you, hold on, let me see which package they sent me. You can bring us in. Which package did they send me? I chose, it's a package on here that has a mix of a bunch of different kinds of coffee. When I tell you that coffee rushed up out of there, yes, I got the flavored coffee sample pack. French vanilla, hazelnut, cinnabon, caramel, mocha, cinnamon, hazelnut. And they come inside a little package with a little Ziploc, and the packaging is real professional, real fly. And then inside, each packet of coffee is in its own packet, very nicely done as well. Listen, Writers Pause Coffee.com, or it's writerspause.com. Please support this black-owned business, man. We got to get on them. We got to do it now. The Cluttered Mind Apparel. They sent me a lot of hoodies, a lot of t-shirts. I gave some to Jeff. I got some. Black-owned business with a message. They got the Divine Feminine collection. They got the Immaculate Masculine collection, Indigenous collection, My Own Table collection, and the Black Love collection. Please get there right now. www.theclutteredmindapparel.com. Black-owned business. It's a sister running this business. Please support this sister and make sure y'all buy all her stuff. Did you play my ex-wolf?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You playing.
I'm playing right now.
Girl, play that ex-wolf video.
I'm sorry, I don't play the X-Wolf video. Excuse me, X-Wolf. I
Don't do ex-wolf like that.
And X-Wolf.
Don't be this guy. Raise your drive and libido. It's time to man up with X-Wolf. Boost your testosterone levels to help decrease your body fat percentage and increase lean muscle mass gains. Boost your stamina and blood flow for those tough workouts. And these workouts also. Go to xlabsups.com to find out more.
Ex-wolf, don't play yourself. You got the little gray, you over 30. Man, you better get this ex-wolf. Keep your little situation in order. Why buy GNC's, what is it called? You know the GNC Nugenics. Why buy that when you can buy a black-owned business? X-Wolf. Go to xlabsups.com. xlabssups.com. Support. And a lot of people said they've been getting their Z-Moss. Yeah, Zoe Williams has his own brand of CMOS. Get it right now, 60 capsules. You can get it from cmossbusiness.com. Now, if you want to start your own micro business selling CMOS by ordering CMOS in bulk from the island of St. Lucia. Yes, we got to deal with them. They are sending CMOS in bulk. Go to cmossbusiness.com, 1-800-298-8513 if you want to start your own micro business like I did. CMOS, Z-Moss, you dig? 60 capsules, bladderwrack, burdock, black pepper. Of course, CMOS is in it. FDA approved. Go get it now. You know, there's only a few bottles of this left. We only started with 50 bottles. I think we're almost sold out. So you guys should get yours now before they're gone. Z-Moss at cmossbusiness.com. Support. Total Package Energy. You already know what Total Package Energy is about. It's a bona fide winner. Huh? High potency vitamin C. Go outside, get some sun. High potency B12. Go outside and get the vitamin D aspect. And then get their pea protein product. Start eating clean. Start living clean. Start thinking clean. Y'all better stop playing, man. TotalPackageEnergy.com. And also, I just put this on. It smells wonderful. I think I'm going to shave. You know, I'm going to shave it all off again, or at least get it lined up real cold. You know, I don't like that. What do they call that stuff? Beijing? I don't like that. But I'm going to line myself up real clean for my birthday so my family could see me. Say, look at the baby. He ain't a baby no more. My birthday is Sunday. But guess whose birthday it is today? I want everybody to reach out to him and say, what's up? Jeff Brown's birthday is today. Everybody should shout out Jeff Brown. Follow him. You understand? He's GBFUNNYSTYLE everywhere. GBFUNNYSTYLE on Twitter. GBFUNNYSTYLE on Instagram. Also, his Cashapp is GBFUNNYSTYLE. It's Jeff's birthday. Please show Jeff some love. And don't forget to go to glowcosmeticsallure.com and get your special beard oil. Emulsify that beard. I just put some on right now. Trust me. It's a good look. It's a good brand. I support it. And my beard has grown wildly since I've been using it. I done shaved it down with the clippers a couple of times because I don't like looking like a werewolf, but I look like a werewolf most of the time. HuriKane Report. Get to the HuriKane Report. This is black business right here. The HuriKane Report is the Black Al Jazeera. You understand? Black Al Jazeera. And you say black, what do you mean black? You want to call yourself FBA, Foundation of Black Americans, created by the homeboy Tariq Nasheed? Do that. You want to call yourself ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves, created by the homeboy and homegirl Tone Talks and Yvette Carnell? Do that. It's for us. The HuriKane Report. Go to H-report.news. Now, before I get into the topic, this is urgent. Monday's show is going to be broadcast through Patreon. You better sign up to the Patreon now. Me and Sarah already talked about it, planned it out. We were supposed to do this show that way. But how it's going to look, it's going to broadcast on YouTube as well as Patreon at the same time. But the YouTube feed is going to cut off. When is it going to cut off, Sarah? After the community empowerment. And the topic and the subjects and what we cover is going to broadcast live through Patreon. Y'all better sign up to Patreon. After YouTube took this channel, shut it down, can't broadcast, I recognize, boy, hey, you living dangerous again, out here talking. That's how you know you talking that real when they come for you. They came for us and shut us down. But that's cool. That's cool. I'm telling you right now, sign up to the Patreon account. People want to know, how do you do that? It's real simple. You go to my YouTube page. When you go to my YouTube page, it's really simple. That first YouTube page, you're going to see at the far right an About tab. You click that About tab, and it's going to show you links. Down at the bottom will be Patreon. My Patreon account pops right up. Some people have been saying they've been having problems, but that doesn't surprise me. The link is right there on the YouTube page. Go to the my YouTube page. It's www.youtube.com, the ZoWhat Show, or / the ZoWhat Show. And then once the opening page pops up, go all the way to the far right, you'll see the About button. Click the About button, and then go down to where it says Links. Sign up. Click that link. You'll see the Patreon link right there. My page popped right up. All right? Okay. The final thing I'm going to promote, and then we're going to get right into this. The Shrouded Lighthouse, man. I really feel like we're being shadow banned. How do you have 70,000 subscribers, 69,700 subscribers, and only 100 people in here? This is why I know. See, I've heard people say, oh, Zoe's numbers are down. Are they down because people aren't watching? Are they down because we're being shadow banned? Listen, man, when you talk that real, believe me, they try to constrict the airwaves. They're going to put everybody else out there that's talking about something that YouTube can say, okay, this is in alignment with what we want y'all to say. But when you start speaking on what needs to be said as opposed to what they want you to say, you're going to see your numbers go down, regardless of how big your audience is. How many people have reached out to me and said, man, I don't get the notifications? A lot of people saying, I don't get the notifications, man. People just came in here right now. So somebody said, just got the notification late. Somebody just said, Ozzy B39 just said, finally caught a live one. I'm just trying to tell you, man, I get a lot of messages. So we're starting to realize that. That's why I'm telling y'all, subscribe to the Patreon page. Go there right now. Subscribe to the Patreon page. Everybody should sign up to the Patreon page because we're transitioning. Okay? We're transitioning. So that's all I can tell you. All right. Did I promote everything? Go to theshroudedlighthouse.com. Please go to theshroudedlighthouse.com. Where are we in terms of Shrouded Lighthouse sales? Let me just say this, and then I'm going to jump right into our topic. We're not going to keep you here long today.
Someone said a good idea is to make sure if you hit the like button when you first come in, it's a higher probability that you'll get in on time, that you'll get the notification.
Yeah? Wow, interesting. Hit the like button then. So here we are. We have 11,641 page views. We have a 3% conversion rate. That leaves us with 464 orders. We're getting close to the 500 mark where the autographed copies will stop. You guys want some autographed copies? Do it right now. If you haven't pre-ordered your copy of The Shrouded Lighthouse, go to theshroudedlighthouse.com and do that now. Let's get into today's topic. How to have a come to Jesus moment. Now you've heard of the come to Jesus moment, right? I'm sure everybody done heard of having a come to Jesus moment. Yes, Lord. A come to Jesus moment is when one chooses to accept that they're having a problem in their life. And they're open to maybe changing the way they behave, changing the way they think. They're open to shutting down all of the negative aspects of their character because they went through this process of self-reflection. Come to Jesus refers to a meeting or a moment where one undergoes a difficult but positive and powerful revelation or change in character or behavior. I said we're not going to have a come to Jesus moment. We're going to have a come to Mises moment. Because somebody told you your answer is on the outside of you. Let me tell you something real quick. Nothing tells you what's wrong more than your fears. See, your fears want to be protected. Your fear and your ego wants to be nurtured. So your fear and your ego will pose as your intuition. No, this don't feel right. This don't look right. See, you will attract a person who will agitate all that fuck shit in your spirit on purpose. You know why? Because it's time for you to grow up and show up as a spiritually God-realized person. But because you spend so much time trying to find the perfect person to fit your level of dysfunction, you lead with what? Principles, standards, and then expectations. I expect you to behave. I expect you to do this. Other people would act like this if they had me. How come you don't act like that? See, you need a come to Mises moment. See, somebody told you your answer is outside of you, but in fact, your answer is inside of you and has always been inside of you. but because you don't like you. You don't like your darkness. You don't like your weaknesses. You don't like your shortcomings. So just like you put cosmetics on your face and just like you glue wigs on your head, you will what? Manicure the mask that you wear. You will make that mask up too. There's cosmetics for your spirit. And those cosmetics turn into principles and standards that are designed to stand guard over your fear and ego. I'm not here to be your answer, but I'm definitely here to be your question. I know. You know that, right? Your partner is not in your life to be your answer. Your partner is there to ask the question, to reflect the work back to you, so you can then have a come to Jesus moment where you start to question, why do I think the way I think? Why do I believe the way I believe? What from my past is still navigating and serving as a GPS for my direction and the direction that I take and the choices that I make? I'm not here to save you. No one is. There is no Prince Charming that exists outside. You got to have a come to Jesus moment. Let me tell you something about life. Life is very complex because words move us so much, right? Words move us. Words just, oh, it sounds so good. It sounds so eloquent. We could be the most broken person in the world, but have the most eloquent and articulate and well thought out words. How many people you know? Listen to me now. How many people you know sound like the question? Listen to me. They sound like the question. Remember I just said, you're not anybody's answer. What you are is their question. See, it's easy to sound like the question. All I got to do is parrot somebody that put that idea in my mind, and now I can sound like the question to somebody else. This is how many people get under your defenses, because they sound like they know what they're talking about. No, they just got a good memory. How many motherfuckers you know did really well in school because they had a good memory, but really didn't learn nothing? Didn't learn a damn thing, but had hella grades, hella good grades because of their memory. That's why I say it gets hella confusing when you be around people that know what to say, but don't know how to live what they're saying. You know what you do when you come in contact with those type of people? Nothing. I tell my son this all the time. You can't teach nobody. You are nobody's teacher. So stop explaining. You can only explain something to a willing mind and ear. Don't explain. This is what clinicians and psychiatrists and psychotherapists talk about in projection. I can project that I'm okay. I can project that something is wrong with you. I can project that you're the problem. I told you this person showed up in your life as the question for you to answer. I'm not supposed to fit and be molded into your construct of how you think things are supposed to go in order for you to be happy. If you haven't walked through the hells of your own soul, the slums of your own soul, and I don't mean just remembering it, I mean living with that memory. I mean embracing that memory. I mean accepting that you, if this is the case, didn't do this to yourself. If you've gone through something, trauma as a youth, and something very negative was put on you by an adult or by a family member or something like that, you have to be able to live with that memory without judgment of yourself. Damn, I wish I was older. I would have beat their ass if they would have tried to do. You got to let that go. You got to also let go of, damn, but I still love her. I still love my mama. I still love my father for whatever they did. I still love my uncle for whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying? You got to live with that without judgment. This is what a come to Jesus moment is. In every problem, in every situation shift, guess who the answer is? But all external stimuli is the question. Is not the question and the answer soulmates? Are they not attracted to each other, drawn to each other? It's kind of like the ring in The Lord of the Rings, right? Frodo got the ring from his uncle. Gandalf sent him on a journey. He said, keep it secret and keep it safe. Talking about the ring of power. He said, don't put it on. He said, please understand, the ring is trying to get back to its master. You put the ring on, it calls them to you. Do you understand? Do you understand what's happening? Yes, I can have money. Yes, I can have all types of stuff, right? Yeah, I can have money. I can have wealth. I can have accomplishments. I can have all types of things. But the relationships be messed up, right? The relationships be choppy. Look at Bill Gates and Melinda Gates. They're breaking up, divorce. Why? Because of some foul shit he did 20 years ago? No. Because of his meetings with that child molester, Epstein? That's who she was married to, for better or for worse. Oh, we love each other. This is what marriage represents, the union of the family, blah, blah, blah. No, none of that. Marriage puts your question in your orbit so you can search your soul for the answer. That's what relationship is about. All you got to do is listen and watch people. Their energy will tell you all you need to know. Huh? Somebody said, who cares? Carla Fleming. She said, who cares about those Esau's? Everybody get in here, hit the like button. Don't forget, Patreon is going up on Monday. Sign up for my Patreon right now. How do you get there? Go to you're on my YouTube page now. Go to the About page on my YouTube page. Scroll down. You will see the Patreon link. Click the Patreon link. Join it now, because things about to change around here. Things about to get hella different. okay? Somebody said trauma, repetition, and symbols is how we're programmed. Listen to me. If trauma loved you, listen to me. If a hurt person genuinely loved you, chances are you're going to love them. And you're going to love trauma. I don't know if they heard that. If a hurt person, a sick person, a traumatized person genuinely loved you, you're going to love them. And in order for you to experience love without hurt, in order for you to experience love without dysfunction, love without sickness, you're going to have to go to war with yourself. You're going to have to go to war with you. And because you love you, let me do it another way. I was talking to my son the other day, my youngest, about music. And I told him this story that Quincy Jones shared about how Michael Jackson had 2 records that he was in love with. And this whole point is about being in love with your own shit, right? One of the records was Another Part of Me, right? You're just another part of me. I ain't gonna lie, that shit slapped back in the day. But Mike had a record that he had wrote that he loved. And it's on the Bad Album 25th Anniversary Edition. And that album, or that song, is called Streetwalker. And Quincy thought it was cool, but he didn't think it was better than Another Part of Me. And Quincy was basically saying, man, we only got room for one of these. And Quincy's vote was Just Another Part of Me. That's the one Quincy wanted. But Michael wanted Streetwalker. And they was really going at it over these 2 records. So finally, Mike's manager, Frank DeLeo, came in and was the tiebreaker. And Frank was like, Just Another Part of Me. So Streetwalker didn't come on the album until the 25th Anniversary Edition came out. And Streetwalker is cool. It probably would have been a hit back then, but it ain't better than Just Another Part of Me. But the point that Quincy was making was these records be like the artist's babies. They can't give them up. So many artists can't hear, like, this don't really fit in the album. This is not in continuity. It's not congruent with the album. So we can't put this on. Oftentimes when you write it and produce it yourself, you fall in love with the creation because it's from you. Quincy was like, no, we're not doing that record. A lot of times the same process is happening with the hurt you inherited from a loved one. That hurt becomes your baby, becomes part of your identity. You can't live without it. You can't move on without it. It's part of you now. And you seek it out in interpersonal relationships because that makes you feel like you're loved from the source. Who was the source? If your mama hurt you when you were a child, but you love your mama. That dysfunction is going to carry over into your interpersonal relationships. You're not going to want to let that hurt go and say, nah, I need a clean slate so I can love without the residue of hurt that I inherited from a hurt person who so happens to be my mama. And Lord forbid you get one of these people around you and you doing the work. How often have you been on your own mission, minding your own business, maturing your spirit, and the people that you attract like to be around you because you pour into them in different ways? Well, it's natural for them to co-opt how you talk. Listen, talking is one thing, but living what you say is entirely different. You can date a motherfucker and pick up all their lingo and their mannerisms, but that still doesn't mean you've actually done the work yourself, because if you did the work yourself, you would have an entirely different expression than theirs. I don't know if they can hear that. Sarah, I don't know. Can y'all hit the like button? Can y'all hit the share button? That's why I say many people can mimic the words of the question, right? And sound deep and sound like they got an understanding. But if you ain't did the work yourself, you are just a recording, a live, living recording of some jewels you heard. But these are not jewels you mined. How many people you know running around speaking on jewels they heard, but incongruent and not in lockstep with the jewels that they've mined? See, mining jewels from your shadow self is totally different than listening to jewels. See, listening and parroting jewels is just for presentation. And that presentation usually is for manipulation. See, when Krishnamurti said, let me tell you how I found Krishnamurti. Years ago, from when I started my reading binge, it started like, I read books when I was younger, but when I started binging on reading, it happened at 17. And I was binging, reading, I had a voracious appetite for books. I'm just gobbling them down. So one day, what we used to do was, when I worked at Loud Records and I worked at Maverick Records, Loud Records was on Kings Road and Melrose in I guess Beverly Hills, Hollywood, whatever that is, over there by the Beverly Center. And on my lunch breaks, I would just go down the block to a famous bookstore called the Bodhi Tree. And I would buy all types of shit. There was so many different types of books on religion, philosophy, metaphysics. They've since closed. But I got a lot of books. And at the time, I was studying this Indian guru in the south of India by the name of Sai Baba, Satya Sai Baba. Now, Sai Baba has since died, right? And has come under great scrutiny for child molestation and all this and that. And what was interesting about my studies back then, what I innately understood was, me and MC Ren was studying this together. MC Ren from NWA. Me and Ren got together, man. We went down to the Sai Baba Center in Tustin, Southern California. Tustin has a whole huge Indian population. We went down to Tustin. They had all types of artifacts in there from Sai Baba, his orange robe. People who were there had met him, and he had materialized things for them. And so I was really studying Sai Baba tough. And I love Sai Baba, his information. See, I can separate the person from the information easy. If that information is vibrating at a certain level, I can read a book. But what I understood very early on was, don't read the books by Sai Baba's followers. Don't read his followers' books. That's what I understood off rip. Because I'm not here for you to proselytize to me. I'm not here for you to convert me to be a follower or a devotee of Sai Baba. Now, like I said, I loved Sai Baba's work. When you go to the House of Blues, many people don't know, them rich white people, them rich white people was sending a lot of money to Sai Baba. Sai Baba's worth billions of dollars in India. Them little incense, them Nag Champa incense, in that white and blue box with the dude with the afro on it, that's Sai Baba. You go to the damn House of Blues, Sai Baba is right above the stage, a picture of him. Help ever, hurt never. You go to the Hard Rock Cafe, them people poured millions of dollars into Sai Baba. You understand? So at that time, I was studying Sai Baba. And I love Sai Baba's work because he was very simplistic. You know, don't hurt anybody. Be sweet. Be nice to everybody. If you're angry, it's going to disturb your spirit. You know, he was very simple. He wasn't hella deep or nothing like that. I discovered Sai Baba because I read a book called The Holographic Universe by Michael M. Talbot. Go get this book. In The Holographic Universe by Michael M. Talbot, that's where we first get a glimpse of the holographic reality that we live in. And in the book, he talks about how scientists went to go study Sai Baba. Okay? That's the kind of shit I'm on. I don't want to hear from the followers. I want to hear from the scientists. And that's what intrigued me about Sai Baba. The scientists went there and met with him, and one of the questions they asked him was, and I gave this book, I had this book years ago, it was called, it was a different book, Scientists Meet a 70-Year-Old Guru. I think that's the name of the book, but I wound up giving that book to Jaz-O, Jay-Z and Jaz-O fame. Jazz, who used to rap, and you know, of course, Hawaiian Sophie was his great hit, and the originators with him and Jay-Z. I gave the book to Jazz, but it was a book written by scientists to discover what's up with Sai Baba. And the holographic principle is quoting that book. In that book, they said the scientists went up to Sai Baba and said, you know, show us some miracles. And he was like, those are my playthings. Miracles are my playthings. And he wouldn't let them close to him at first. And then they got a chance to you know, be around him a little more and understand a little bit more about him. So, motherfucking scientists said, we want to know how is it you can do certain things, but we can't do them. Sai Baba says, you and I are like matches. The difference between us, though, is my match is lit. So then, he started materializing shit for them, waving his hand in front of them, you know, pulling fruit off of a tree that doesn't bear fruit and giving them gold lockets, and the gold is hot and melting, and what the fuck? Told one of them, he said, in order for you to do what I do, your mind has to die. Your mind has to die. Then they said he waved his hand like this, and in the middle was some smoke, and then some blurry shit, and then it was a diamond, and he caught it, a big-ass diamond. Now, when me and MC Ren went down to Tustin, one of the ladies had on a fucking diamond ring, and the shit was pale green or some shit. And she was like, it was a clear diamond at first, and then he took it from me and blew on it, and it turned green. I said, oh, shit. What the fuck? And I love Sai Baba so much. I loved his work so much. The man brought water to South India to provide water for 1 million people. The man built hospitals in South India that were 100% free for anybody in the world. The doctors and the nurses and everybody that were there were practicing a Hindu religious belief called Siva. Siva is the Sanskrit word for service. And they believe that when you serve the poor or you serve anybody, you are actually serving God, because God is infinite and God is everything. So I'm reading, doing my studies, reading. I read a book called A Catholic Priest Meets Sai Baba. Go find it, go buy it. That was the first time I came in contact with Krishnamurti. A Catholic priest got excommunicated. A white man, y'all ain't reading these stories. A white man gets excommunicated from the Holy See because he went back to the Vatican and told the Pope, we might have it wrong. Who said Jesus got to be white when he come back? There's a man in India that's bringing motherfuckers back to life, that's doing all types of wild shit with the miracles. And when they asked him about the miracles, he said, the miracles in comparison to my being is like a gnat on the back of an elephant. He said the miracles ain't even that serious. He called them leelas or laylas. And that's the Sanskrit word for play. The miracle was playthings for this man. Okay. So, same thing with the Catholic priest. He was trying to figure out a way to get close to Sai Baba. He finally got close and got an opportunity to meet Sai Baba. Sai Baba talked to him a little bit, and the first thing he said to him was, hey man, you need to go check on that kidney. He was like, what are you talking about? Like, nah, you got an issue with your kidney. You need to go check on it. So he had a meeting, talked with him for a little bit. If I remember correctly, he went back, got checked out, kidney fucked up. He went back to India. Sai Baba touched him or something, healed the kidney. He went back to where he was from. This is a Catholic priest from Italy. Went back, kidney all clear. And he was on a mission like I'm on a mission. He was studying everything. And in his, there goes Sai Baba. Let me tell you something. I love Sai Baba so much. I just love this work. Now later comes out after he died, or right before he died, he was really old. Later, come to find out, he had a gang of child molestation accusations against him. Who's that actor, Christoph, that died? The brother that was in the soap operas.
Christoph St. John.
Christoph St. John. His family went to India, met Sai Baba. Christoph St. John came out and said Sai Baba molested him. I don't know. But what I do know is I love Sai Baba's information so much. I ordered videos. I don't even speak Sanskrit, but I was picking it up, trying to understand. You know, he had a translator. He's speaking, Telugu. That's the Sanskrit dialect of southern India. But in Catholic Priest Meets Sai Baba, he had a piece in there about Krishnamurti. And he said, I've never read somebody's books who was so intellectually sound, so crisp, so sharp, but sharp in a harsh way. And Krishnamurti is the polar opposite of Sai Baba. Sai Baba is just be peaceful. It's love. The scientists sitting with Sai Baba, they talking for hours. This is what's reported by scientists. These are not books by followers. I'm reading the information by scientists. They said they sitting there talking for hours. The scientists are trying to probe him because they want to know, how is it that you do what you do? They said, we want to put you in a lab. We want to take you to a lab. He said, how can you get everything into the lab? I said, God damn. How can he's talking about the all. How can you get the all into the lab? I said, okay, shit. All right. Don't ask him nothing. But then what Sai Baba noticed, he noticed that there was a bunch of kids in the room and adults in the room. This is reported by scientists, for Christ's sake. The irony, for Christ's sake, that's funny. Anyway. He tells one of the kids, one of the children, come over here. And they wear those long robes. He said, hold the robe out like this. The scientist said he put his hand over the kid's robe, and hot cake fell out of his hand for like 5-10 minutes. Overflowed onto the floor. Everybody had cake. Go do your research. Go do your research. I've been researching for years. Go do your research. Well, that's what he was. He was an avatar. They said, them motherfuckers looking for the avatar. He was an avatar. He said he was an avatar. Avatar, Sanskrit word avatara, means the divine descent down into a body. Now, a Muslim might say, Illa mutajasada. Allah in the perfected body. The Egyptian may say Karas, the perfected mummy. A Christian may say Jesus, God incarnated in physical form. All of these concepts exist throughout, the ancient world. He said he was an avatar of Shirdi Sai Baba. Sri Shirdi Sai Baba, who was a black man. Look up Sri Shirdi, S-H-I-R-D-I. Sri Shirdi Sai Baba. So he was a Muslim. So I'm reading the book from, the holographic universe, as well as the book, A Catholic Priest Meets Sai Baba. I get introduced to Krishnamurti. I immediately go buy Krishnamurti's work. And that was a black man. Now, the brother with the afro said he's an incarnation of him. And he is an incarnation, this one here on the screen, Shirdi Baba, is an incarnation of Vishnu. Now, his story is a little different than Satya Sai Baba. Satya meaning truth, Sai meaning mother, Baba meaning father. Truth, mother, father, avatar. Why am I telling you all of this? Because I've been through hell. My upbringing, my life. I've been on a mission to understand me this whole motherfucking time. So my research has led me to read a whole bunch of shit. Look, that's a brother. This brother's story is a little different than Satya Sai Baba. He was an outright homeless dude. He was a bum. And he was harsh on people because he knew he was an avatar. As a bum, he'd go knock on somebody's door. What's up with some lentils and some naan? I need the naan bread and some lentils. And they'd be like, hey, man, you's a bum or what? He said, I'm an avatar, dog. Listen, you want to be blessed or no? Like, he was an asshole about it. I can bless you, but you're going to have to give me something. You got to give me something to eat. And it's not that he couldn't make his own story, right? It's not that he couldn't, make his own food or whatever. He just wanted to see if they would do it. If they would be obedient, as the Christian would say. He dies 8 years later in Andhra Pradesh. Sai Baba is born with the afro. He has some kind of spiritual happening to him. He winds up telling his people, I'm Sai Baba. And they're like, who? You not Sai Baba? You our kid or whatever. He was at 14 years old when he had this revelation. And then the people was like, show us a sign that you're Sai Baba. And they said at 14, he threw a bunch of flowers on the ground. And the flowers spelled in Sanskrit, Sai Baba. We all have this power to be godlike. God is infinite. And if God is infinite, where does God end and you begin? See, I've been having a Mises moment damn near my whole life. I've been studying this kind of stuff damn near my entire adult life. Because I knew I was destined for more, even though I didn't come into the world with everything I needed. I knew I was here for some type of purpose. Fast forward to today, 2021. We out here wasting time because we want to be entertained while the world is being reconstructed right under our feet. We want escapism more than we want self-introspection. When I found Krishnamurti's information, it locked into my soul. I felt like I already knew it. I understood it. I got the man's whole compendium. Read all of his books. And after you've read a few, you know, the concepts get a little bit redundant because he is speaking a universal truth, and it is really clear. You can't be free with the past as your navigator. He's saying thought is knowledge. Knowledge is a reflex of memory. You got two types of knowledge. You got psychological knowledge and you have the practical knowledge. Practical knowledge is science. How to bind a book, how to build a fucking cell phone, how to build a computer. We need technical knowledge because technical knowledge leads to the advancement of technology. But technology is advancing faster than your psychology. Psychological knowledge is rooted in the past, just like technical knowledge. But what kind of past? The past of experiences, hurt, generational curses, spiritual wounds. And you not understanding, you get all the technology in the world. What good is your life if you got the iPhone 14? That bitch got movies. The iPhone 14 dry your car for you. What good is that if your psychological knowledge is in the Stone Age? What do I mean by that? In relationship, they call it stonewalling. I'm just not going to talk to you. I'm going to stonewall you. That's a primitive way to manage conflict in intimate relationships. What is conflict in intimate relationships? It's an opportunity to acknowledge wounds in yourself. It's the question to the answer that only you can answer, right? That's what Krishnamurti was saying. You can't be free if you're still being molded by the wounds of the past. Psychologically free. That shit lined up with my spirit so tough. Let me give you some resources. You guys remember Rod Serling from the Twilight Zone? I'm trying to see if they're going to comment. There's some people in here. Are y'all going to comment or no? I'll wait. Do you remember the Twilight Zone? Rod Serling. Yes or no? Can you guys show me some fist pumps if you do? All right. Rod Serling did a whole fucking video on Sai Baba with the afro. It's called Man of Miracles. The Man of Miracles, Rod Serling. Sai Baba documentary. That shit's on YouTube. Watch that shit. Also, I went in the direction of Krishnamurti. After reading the book, A Catholic Priest Meets Sai Baba. Can you find the cover of that? A Catholic Priest Meets Sai Baba. And just like Sai Baba, Krishnamurti had his motherfucking problems too. He was found on the beach in Adyar, India, I think by a man by the name of C.W. Leadbeater. Right? Leadbeater was a part of the Theosophical Society, which was created by Madame Blavatsky. I'm trying to slow down so Sarah can keep up with me. It's all right. Right? Madame Blavatsky wrote all types of books. Books that scared the shit out of people. Ooh, she had one called Isis Revealed. There's the book, A Catholic Priest Meets Sai Baba. That's where I discovered Krishnamurti. That's where the Catholic priest said he was healed by Sai Baba. That's where the Catholic priest said he was excommunicated from the Catholic Church because he went back with the notion that who they waiting on could be living in India right now. Madame Blavatsky, back to Krishnamurti, Madame Blavatsky created the Theosophical Society. And let me tell you what the Theosophical Society is. It's what white people do. They steal cultures that pre-existed, that existed before them. That's the book, Man of Miracles. That's not the DVD. The DVD or the documentary of that, and that's written by a follower. That follower's name is Howard Murfitt. His story is in the documentary with Rod Serling. And he talks about how he died and was in the motherfucking ambulance, dead, was on his way to the morgue, and Sai Baba brought his ass back. He's in the documentary. Krishnamurti influenced Bruce Lee. There's a book called 100 Years of Krishnamurti. You look up that book, 100 Years of Krishnamurti. Inside that book, it shows how Bruce Lee took verbatim what Krishnamurti said and incorporated it into his philosophy for Jeet Kune Do. Quote for quote. That's it. Boom. Man of Miracles. Satya Sai Baba. Rod Serling. Watch it. Check it out. Does anybody give a fuck about what I'm talking about? Let me tell you why I'm saying it. I'm giving you a glimpse into my journey. But I'm also telling you this is the type of work that needs to be done in order to reconcile the darkness in oneself. This book right here, Krishnamurti, 100 Years, will show how Krishnamurti influenced Bruce Lee. This is my process. I've been studying for many, many years. This is my process. This is what I've been on. Madame Blavatsky steals everybody's, or stole everybody's shit. That's what white people do. She's from 1800s. She's from Russia. They say she was a mystic. And what she basically did was go to India, go to Tibet. They said she met with all of these monks and gurus, and she met with all these folk, right? And then she started to recontextualize the information in her books, right? Let me pull up Madame Blavatsky on Amazon.com. Secret Doctrine. That's her right there. Secret Doctrine. That was one of them.
Spiritualism, Madame Blavatsky, and Theosophy.
Theosophy, of course. Theo, God. Sophie, wisdom, the wisdom of God. She wrote The Secret Doctrine. She wrote a book called Lucifer. She wrote a bunch of shit.
The mother of modern theology.
Yes. Now, from her work comes the Thule Society in Germany, which was an offshoot of the Theosophical Society. This is the doctrine and the information that fucking Hitler was studying. And the reason, and what happened was, this motherfucker here created sub-races. She introduced the idea of sub-races. This is why you get a motherfucker like Hitler who think, oh shit, we're Aryans and blonde hair and blue eyed and we better than. And she introduced the sub-race shit into the spiritual shit of Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, you understand, Shinto, like all the high level spirit shit. Right. She introduced sub-races. Thule Society comes out of the Theosophical Society. She dies, a lady by the name of Annie Besant takes over the Theosophical Society for her, and with Annie Besant and C.W. Leadbeater at her side, they go to Adyar, India, and find Krishnamurti at 14 years old on the beach. There's another reason why I love Krishnamurti. They took Krishnamurti from his family. His father, his mother was already dead. His father was a member of the Theosophical Society. His father later sued them, but they breaded him up and then it went away. Krishnamurti gets taken to fucking England and educated. He did terrible with English education, but his brother did well. All of this is in a documentary called With a Silent Mind. Look it up. There's Krishnamurti with Annie Besant. Krishnamurti fucked these white people up because they was worshiping him as a god, as a messiah. He fucked them up because he didn't believe them no more. And the reason why he didn't believe them, because his brother gets sick and dies from tuberculosis. They bought him a whole fucking property out here in California, in Ojai, California. It's a fucking museum right now. It's a bed and breakfast museum. You can go there now in Ojai, California. That's where they moved him and his brother in the 20s. And they said, well, you're the world teacher. You got to go teach. You got to get on a boat and sail back all over the world and teach. You're the world teacher. He said, but my brother is sick. They said, oh, the high masters have taught us and told us that your brother will be okay. As soon as that man stepped foot on that boat, his brother died. And that shook his faith in them. But that's when he had his true spiritual awakening. And then when he gathered them white people, let me tell you, these white people gave him so much money. There was a baron that gave him a castle. He had millions and millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of wealthy white people worshiping this black man. They created a secret society for him called the Order of a Star in the East. That motherfucker fucked they heads up. He went out there, he was 28 years old. He went out there, I think 28 or 32, one of those. He went out there and hit them in the head with a speech. You can look this speech up right now on Google. Google it. Krishnamurti, Truth is a Pathless Land. That motherfucker tore them motherfuckers up and left them without a Messiah. But that made people follow him even more. He locked into his truth. Do you know this is the forerunner of all your new age shit right here? Krishnamurti. You be sitting back listening to Deepak Chopra, he mentioned Krishnamurti. You know, and I get a chance to listen to Krishnamurti. Did you sit with Krishnamurti? Oh, well, no. Well, nigga, okay. Then you was listening like everybody else was listening. Don't make it seem like it was a special moment. But again, they co-opt and parrot. Do you get what I'm saying? It's easy to parrot the jewel. Another person who does it, Eckhart Tolle mentions Krishnamurti all the time. Krishnamurti is the foundation of what they're talking about. Krishnamurti told them white folk and that theosophy shit, get out of here. What does your real truth look like without your wounds? Without the influence of your wounds, what does your real truth look like? What do you look like without what you've been through? Do you have the courage to even look? How much of the bullshit you've been through contributes to who you think you are today? I'll wait. See, you want to experience God, you got to experience you in totality. Good, bad, or indifferent. You got to experience you. You can't be nobody's answer. I keep trying to tell you that. The answer comes from within. Do you know how fucking hard it is when you got sexual chemistry with somebody and the sexual chemistry that you have with somebody has more of an influence on the relationship because you really can't get as deep as you want to get with them because they think they're on your level? Ask yourself, at what level do we meet? Oh, shit. Nobody's asking these questions. At what level do we meet? You know, you got really good yoni. And the chemistry for the yoni and the lovemaking is wonderful. But what else is there? If I sit down and try to have this conversation with you, we lost. Now, this nigga's a weirdo. I've had it done. And motherfucker be like, hey man, I just wanted to chill and watch some movies and, you know, you want some popcorn? You want some hummus and olives, maybe? You start, I didn't ask to be on your couch. You know how often hey, this is getting hella deep, my nigga. I didn't sign up for the couch treatment. And who is you to be talking, nigga? You work on your shit. And oh. But you didn't understand that I'm your answer. Or excuse me, I'm not your answer, I'm your question. To an answer only you can ask, or to an answer only you can provide. Only you can provide the answer. I can't be what you want. I can only be who I am. But in being who I am, it makes you question what you want. Do you see how that shit? Okay, all right. Fuck it. I'll only get into what you talking about when it becomes vogue to do so. When what the fuck you talking about is in style and socially approved, then I'll listen to what it is you bring. I told y'all before, Jesus, Buddha, motherfucking Krishna, if they was here today, they'd be treated like bums. Right? Jesus wasn't balling. What's wrong with you? Look at my man, Shirdi Sai Baba was a bum, but he was God. He was an incarnation of God. He did many miracles. It was a black man. He was a Muslim. I think he lived in what is known as Pakistan today. That's Shirdi Baba, dog. He was a bum and was knocking on people's doors. What's up with the sandwich? Want to be blessed? Of course, he's asking poor people. And if you're poor, what do? You tend to hold on to what you got. You don't want to let it go. So poor and scarcity creates clinging. And what you cling to, what you create an attachment around, See, now we're getting into attachment, which is Buddhism. The key to suffering is attachment. In the Buddhic tradition, they say the word is dukkha. The Sanskrit word dukkha. It means suffering, forlorn, pain, trauma, hurting. This is dukkha. But what creates dukkha? Attachment. What are you attached to? Broken, limited, fractured ideas and beliefs about who you think you are because of what you've gone through. And then, what is the opposite of dukkha? The Sanskrit term for it is sukha. Peace, contentment, right? Acceptance, ease. But if you ain't made peace with yourself, if you haven't had a come to Jesus moment, how the fuck you gonna grow with somebody when you can't even water your own soul? Your soul isn't irrigated. Your soul, the soil of your soul can't bear any fruit. Huh? Why? Because you don't accept it. You don't accept it. You don't accept you. How am I going to accept you? You don't accept you. How you going to be content with me and you not content with you? How you going to press me to check for you and you don't understand that pressing me to check for you is an indication that you not checking for you? Because when you truly check for you and you love on you and you approve of you and you are one with you, you don't even need that. It ain't even a request. I don't even need you to check for me. I don't need you to approve of me. I don't need you to accept me. I'm the gardener of my own soul, and I am producing fruit every day. And guess what I'm going to do while being around you? I'm going to allow you to water and irrigate the soil of your own soil. Of your own soil. Or soul, sorry. I'm going to allow you to water yourself. Please pay attention to me. Please show me that you care. I'll love you if you show me that you love me. What kind of conditional fucktardery is that? You got to prove to me that you want me. You got to prove to me that you love me. I ain't got to prove love. I don't have to prove a fucking thing. Do you see why it's so easy to just fuck and leave? Let's just fucking leave. Yeah? Let's just have sex and bounce. Because the real work comes from the effect of sex. Comes from what Buddha spoke on, attachment. Huh? Where there is attachment, there is repetition. Make me feel the way you made me feel before. You used to show me you care. You used to put the work in. Get your childish relationship belief having ass out of here. You don't need those things when you cultivate and excavate the God from within. Like I said, I loved Sai Baba's work so much. Sai Baba said, I'm going to die at a certain age, and then I'm going to come back. I think he said 8 years or something, some 8 years later. And when I come back, I won't be known as Sai Baba anymore. I'll be known as Prema Baba. When I had my daughter, almost 22 years ago, I named my daughter Prema. Because Prema is the Sanskrit word for unconditional devotional love. And Sai Baba said, when I return, when I reincarnate and return, and listen, I'm sharing the story. I'm not telling you that I'm going to put on an orange robe and become a Hindu. I read and study from an objective space because it gives me perspective. But I loved his stuff so much. I loved his work so much. I named my daughter Prema Baba, or Prema. And Sai Baba said, when Prema Baba comes back, he's going to teach the divinity of man. The innate divinity of man. In other words, he's going to get rid of the boundaries that religion and culture placed around you that separates you from God. But how do you, listen, you saying you got a fucking relationship with God, but what you really have is a relationship with ideas about God that you got from a book that was translated for political purposes. The only way to have a relationship with God is to be in relationship. Okay, I know you're not ready for this real work I'm finna give you. And for all the Christians out there that say I'm on some fuck shit, Exodus chapter 7, verse 1. God, I made Moses into a God to Pharaoh. Jesus, John chapter 10. Isn't it written in your law that I have said ye are gods? And if the word came from God, then how can the word be broken? Psalms 82:6. And I have said ye are gods. Well, that's God with a little g. Ain't no case letters in original Hebrew. Robotic, programmed mind. Listen, God is you. And how do you see God? In relationships. How do you see the reflection of God? Through relating. Pull up the word namaste. What is the definition of namaste? The God in me recognizes the God in you. See, this is real relationship talk right here. And you hear me saying this all the damn time. I'm not going to shit on or hate on no other relationship personality or speaker or any of that. They have their lane. Okay? They have their lane. They speak what they need to speak, and their level of information works at a certain level. This is God level information. No disrespect to them. Their information is valuable. Their information serves a purpose. You want to play the social game? You want to get into the social game rules of balling and winning and power dynamics in relationships? By all means, go holler at the brother Kevin Samuels. Yep. By all means, go holler at that brother, because he got some game for you. He got some hella game for you that's going to motherfucking really, you know what I'm saying? That's really going to put you in a position to win on the social side. High value man, you own property, you got bread, you got money. Okay, we got to play the power dynamics game. Who the fuck is you and what you coming to the table with? Because it can't just be pussy and gum. Motherfuckers out here nowadays don't want to cook, or motherfuckers out here with deviled eggs in their ovaries. If you got deviled eggs in your ovaries and you making demands like, okay. I'm just saying that, hey, Kevin Samuels, that's your guy, right? Right? And women with power can flip it too. With money and power can flip it too. Look, nigga, that's why I'm fucking with the youngster, my nigga, because his dick still work. Huh? You've been on the motherfucking hamburgers your whole fucking life. Your arteries is clogged up, nigga, and it's affecting your swipe. So women with power are saying, okay, we on the robbing giving side of the game, nigga. I'll leave $200 on your table, my nigga, because you got good dick, but you ain't got a good life, according to what society says a good life is, right? You got good dick, but your shit ain't together. That's when your shit ain't together has merit, right? Got to give that man credit. He's speaking on that shit right there. You want to play the social game rules game, then Kevin Samuels is your man. But if you want to talk this real spirit shit, why this person is in your life to begin with? Huh? There's a video on YouTube right now, Neil Tyson deGrasse, right? Where Neil Tyson deGrasse, listen, if this motherfucking message is not edifying your goddamn souls, then just leave. But if it is, support what the fuck I'm trying to do. We should have been had 500 Shrouded Lighthouse sales. Motherfuckers should have been hitting the Cash App. Oh, we got a couple of Cash Apps. Look, I apologize. Hold on, y'all hit Sarah up too. Please. Oh, we got 2 Cash Apps. But I appreciate it. Hit the Cash App. Show some appreciation and some love for what we doing right now. Can y'all do that for your brother? TheShroudedLighthouse.com. This book, everything I'm talking about right now is in this fucking book. TheShroudedLighthouse.com. Pre-order your copy right now. Pre-order. And also, please give Sarah some love. Sundays, $Sundays with Sarah. It's 300 motherfuckers in here. Should be 4,000 motherfuckers in here. But that's all right. My shit like jazz music. It has a smaller audience. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But yeah, show your love, show your support. Don't forget, sign up to the Patreon page. Everybody should sign to the Patreon page because A lot of this content, a lot of this information, you're not going to be able to get on YouTube no more. All right, before I went into that impromptu commercial, where was I? Oh, yeah. Yeah. The social game rules and Kevin Samuels and his information and the need for a manosphere. And it's interesting. In 2013, I did a show called Humanism. And it's funny, now 2021, 2019, 2018, 2017, whenever it started, we got the manosphere. I did mansions. Before I did mansions, guess what I did on the foxhole? I did mansers. Man answers. Mansers. Yeah, hey, I've been here. But I'm not campaigning for any attention. I know my information is for a select few. Spirit work is relationship. You get relationship caught up with social game rules. Social game rules are important, right? Meaning, if we get married, we got to get married because I don't want your family coming in and taking over when you get sick and I can't get into the hospital. That's where marriage, the social game rule piece, right? If we get married, I'm your woman, I had your kids. Your kids can go in, but I can't because we're not married. Do you see what I'm saying? So marriage has its place. But please understand, I've been saying this for years. Marriage is a symbol of love. It ain't love. Y'all motherfuckers done turned that into the Super Bowl of relationships. But if you add in the 10% of legal separations to the divorce rate, we're over 60% divorce. So clearly marriage is not working. Right? Because it's easy to achieve or attain the symbol, but it's hard to achieve or attain what the symbol symbolizes. You want love from another and you don't love yourself? You got unrealistic expectations. Oh, I know that hurt. It's an unrealistic expectation to expect somebody to love you when you don't. It's an unrealistic expectation to approve of yourself or to want somebody to approve of you when you don't. And I'm not talking about egoic approval. It's easy to act like King Kong and put your nuts on the table and act like you love yourself. But in those quiet moments when you're by yourself and the doubt of who you are comes to have a conversation with you, I'm talking about in those moments. It's easy to get on YouTube. It's easy to get on IG and be like, I love me. It's easy to post a post that says, I approve of me. But when that post don't get no likes, when that post go by like it was never posted, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Money is no longer the root of all evil. Attention is. You motherfucking attention hunters. Please pay attention to me. Show me that you care. Show me that you love me. Show me that I'm worthy. You better go get Glenn R. Schiraldi's book, The Self-Esteem Workbook. It's on Amazon right now. Glenn R. Schiraldi, The Self-Esteem Workbook. And go put the work in the book before you try to get some pussy. Before you try to get a relationship. Some of the prettiest people be the darkest, ugliest, most broken souls. Am I lying? Because you're beautiful externally, you think niggas supposed to pay attention. You supposed to pay attention to me. But what if I see that the windows to your soul, your eyes, look like the abyss to hell? Have you ever looked in somebody's eyes and saw something off? Can we just, you looked at somebody's eyes and you caught a feeling like, the fuck? You gotta chill. Where are these niggas' pupils? It's just, you know, those demons had a whole black eye, no white. Where the fuck? Relationships is called into your life so you can confront that demon, that inner demon. All right. I guess I've done enough today. I just want you to have your Mises moment. I'm not your answer. I'm never going to be your answer. Your man is never going to be your answer. Your woman is never going to be your answer. They can only be the question. Okay? Relationship is a mirror. Krishnamurti wrote the book. Relationship as a Mirror is the book. So, I listen, it's 300 folks in here. I wish everybody would sign up to my Patreon page. We got about 3 sign-ins since we've been on for 2 hours, damn near. Yeah, we got 2 sign-ins, sorry. I wish everybody would sign up to the Patreon page. Like I said, we're going to set it up to where these shows, ZoWhat Show and other shows, are going to go live from Patreon. And we're also going to, like I said, we're also going to put these shows on OneStream. We're going to put these shows on iStar. We're going to put these shows in different locations so you'll be able to access them. But I'm going to pay special attention to my Patreon, and I'm going to start putting a lot of content on there. And the other thing that I really hope people would do, listen, can we get, I mean, damn, we're almost at 500 pre-orders for the Shrouded Lighthouse. I wish we could get to 500, but if we can't get to 500 today from this show, with hundreds of people watching right now, which is mind-boggling, shit, we didn't get one single pre-order today for this show, and that's fucked up. Especially the game I laid down today. The game I laid down today was flat. All right, so I don't know, man. Was the game cold today? Put a fist in the chat room if you thought the game was fire. The information that I shared with you today. If it was fire, put a fist in the chat room. Was it good information? Was it insightful information? Y'all tell me, right? Shaft Brown, the Self-Esteem Workbook by Glenn R. Schiraldi, right? If you thought this was an edifying, a spiritually uplifting show, yeah, I talk a little shit. I curse every now and again. Give me that fist. But not only give me the fist, support the book I'm giving y'all, The Shrouded Lighthouse. When I tell you the intensity of the writing is amazing. And I'm really excited. I have to be honest with you. My copy editor is slowing us the fuck up really badly. Oh, I was working and I did the Netflix and oh, you ain't sent me a chapter in 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. Come on. You get what I'm saying? But look, please pre-order the book. I promise I'm gonna get everybody their copies. We're getting ready to gear up on the manufacturing side of the game, the formatting side. Please, 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 everybody, go to theshroudedlighthouse.com. Somebody said, how much for the Patreon subscription? Marcus, Madi, no less than $5, but anybody who can give more, we'd appreciate that. Mimi, one of my moderators earlier, was like $10. So sign up to the Patreon for $10. It's only $10 a month. So look, just support it. Let's just support it. I'm not asking for $100 a month. I'm asking for $10 if you could do it. All right. Already pre-ordered. Good looking Quentin Williams. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. This has been Zolo Mansions, how to have a come to Jesus moment. I hope this was a meaningful show for you. I hope this was a powerful show for you. I love everybody's input. And don't forget to support Sarah. If everybody could send Sarah $5 right now on her Cash App, I'd appreciate it. That would be gas money. She didn't work today. She took the day off so she could do the show. Please support Sarah. $ Sundays with Sarah. With that said, much love, much appreciation. Support all the black businesses we put in front of you today. Nothing but love. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love y'all, and we out. Deuces.